Good morning. How are we doing? Happy Friday. It's January 3rd, 9:19 a.m. Markets are about to open in 10 minutes. Let's close out this week on a strong note. What do you say? So some stocks immediately. Let's take a look at what popped off yesterday for any follow through for potentially today. Is it worth keeping our eyes on? Yesterday we had our eyes on IMTE. This one's still making its way on up. Let me make this a little bit bigger real quick. Fix the scaling of it. So I can see the volume. So IMTE, this one has been creeping and making its way up off that $4, hitting 10 yesterday. Today we'd be trying to look for IMTE to get that move up over 10, or maybe get a run up here to $12, $15. This is a nano float stock, 200,000 share size float. So if volume starts to pour in on this, watch out. We had Redbox yesterday have a nice move. This was a stock that was in play last week, and it pulled back for 4 straight days. Yesterday we got a good move over 6, getting a run up here to 750. This has been pulling back down here to 650s, hanging around that $7. Keep your eyes on this for a rebreak or retest of 750 for that run up to 8. UPST had a good run, running from 44 bucks all the way up to 53 bucks. So almost a $10 per share run up the first half of the day yesterday. And the indexes across the board all had a good day as well. Little shaky in the morning, back and forth action here, really testing that 407. But after we tested it multiple times, bulls picked a direction, we ran up the rest of the day. Let's see what we got gapping up here this morning. TPTX, that's not going to do anything probably. Looks like a buyout. Normally buyouts don't really do too much. Amlx, a pharmaceutical. We're getting a good gap up on Amlx, but if you take a look at the daily chart, we're gapping up today just underneath that 200-day moving average there at 14. That's going to be a big level, big wall. So until we get above that, if anything, I would look for AMLX to pull down. Pull back down here to probably 12. Bounce off that 12, work its way up, blow up over 14. I don't know if I'd look for a breakout on that one. I'll put AMLX way over here. SRLP, no volume. going in on this one. I don't really see any news. We can move on from that one. Sopa is gapping up. This one, I'd say up over $3. That's when it could really start to get running on Sopa. It's at $2.50. Normally these stocks low priced like this, I don't really focus on. It's just not worth it. They're going to be overcrowded. This is number 4 on the gap list. We got BTMD here. Some activity after hours yesterday. If this comes back and breaks up over 750, this one could take off. This is a newer IPO. This opened up on May 27th. So if you've been around, you know that newer name IPOs have been hot. So let's keep BTMD on watch. See if that one comes back around and potentially breaks up. We got 4 minutes before this open. STNE getting a gap down. Looks like it had a good day yesterday. Running up here after hours, 1050, all the way up here to 13. This one, maybe you get some type of bounce on it back up here to 12. I don't really see too much happening with this. The float on it's 240 million. SPY's getting a slight gap down, but we could easily turn around, close strong on Friday, because today we put out non-farm payroll beat, and then 390,000 jobs was added with the forecast of 325. So they exceeded the forecast in job openings. What stocks you guys keep it on watch for today? I don't really have a number one. We'll just see what pops up and what happens. I think a lot of people will probably be watching this Amlx, but this stock, it's already up 36% pre-market, and I can't tell you how big of a wall that is at $14. I would wait on this one. Let it kind of, if anything, fall back down and look for a rebound, or wait for it to prove itself and break up over that 14. It's Friday. We all know that Friday's the hardest day of the week to trade. And then IMTE here. This one could get that euphoric explosion today. Markets are about to open here in 20 seconds. Usually on Fridays, it goes like the first hour of the day, you want to be locking it in and not overstaying your welcome. Really, it's just sitting on your hands to see if any opportunity arises. If not, wrap it up for the week. So AMLX, we're going to be looking for 12 to hold up. I would like to see it fall down to 12. Make its way back up to that 14 later on. And then IMTE, this one, still looking for that $10 break, but this isn't a stock you would really want to chase after, because the spread on this stock is going to be wicked. Pstg, if this one breaks up over 28.50, you could see a nice little squeeze on that. This is a new name IPO as well, Pstg. Now with IMTE running up there and testing that $10, it could start to go off on everybody's stock scanner. And what you'd be wanting to see is volume pour into this. This could easily be the #1 stock of the day, because there wasn't really much gapping up on the gap scanners. And you have all these traders out here looking and scavenging around for trades. And IMTE, that one's primed and ready. It's got a lot of room to the upside. We got a target on IMTE. This stock can run up potentially to $15, even higher. See, look at the daily chart. We break up over 10, we got all this room right here to run. This stock's just been grinding up and grinding up, pulling, getting nice pullbacks for that breakup over that 50-day. This has been like a stock that's been setting up for a month and a half. Louis said he's been trading only energy stocks the last couple of months. Yeah, energy stocks have been good performers this year. I think they're the only sectors that are up for the year. Been seeing some good pops in INDO. A lot of good pops. Same thing with HUSA and MARPS. Guess I'll keep my eye on this IMTE here for a minute. You got to be careful with the stock like this, though, because it could easily be up at the high of day like this and just get a nasty flush out on it. Nasty. This is the type of stock you can't let the 1 minute punk you out. Because look at these nasty flushes. Like here. From 8 flushes out to 650. And then runs up to a new high of day. Then the next day here. From 9 flushes out down here to 7. And then rips right back up to near high of day. But overall, the stock's just been trending up gradually on the 10 minute. So you see, you can't let that 1 minute, as I say, punk you out. And that's where a lot of newer traders out there, you're zoomed in on your chart like this. And those of you who trade from your phone, you're at such a disadvantage not being able to sit at a laptop or a desktop and able to get a full picture view of what's going on. Going on, Rome? Just sitting here pumping IMTE, you know the deal. I seen that there were a couple new name IPOs on the list this morning. BTMD is a new name IPO. If this one comes back and breaks up over 750, and Pstg is another new name IPO. Top percentage gainer gapping up this morning, Amlx. See, it's been a ping pong all this morning so far. This is the #1 stock all the traders out there are watching. I don't really care for this one unless it breaks up over that 14 and proves to us that it wants to run. I don't like it. It needs to come down here to 12. Right now it's in limbo. Looks like we got a couple small cap stocks, penny stocks pushing up. Looks like we got BQ. This one just did a 1-for-6 split. This one's halted currently. 260. That was a good rip up right there. This has got a lot of room to run with that gap in the chart. Traders love gaps like this. There's no resistance to the left. I'm gonna throw BQ up over here. I'll replace it with GLBE. Said a company once offered him a job to tell them the best time to drop a press release. Man, if IMTE drops a press release right now, I'd flip. Yeah, we've seen a lot of different scenarios pop up, Rome, where the charts were just phenomenal looking, and all we would say was this company just needs to drop a press release and it's golden. I mean, I think we've seen that happen recently with a couple names. One of them was LGVN. You remember that one? I think you were the one that called that one out, and we put it on watch because the chart was set up beautiful. And sure enough, they put a press release out and the stock went nuts. So for any type of continuation on BQ, it's gotta hold at this 250 level and where it got halted right there at 260. If we fall back down here to 2, it's over with. You don't really want to see a stock give back all of its spike. That's not showing strength. Rome is over chatting on YouTube. Streaming on YouTube today as well, you guys. See, look at IMTE. Look at the volatility in that one candle there. That's a 40-cent range on a stock like this. That's why with these super nano float stocks and stocks with super light volume like this, if you're new in the stock market, I would highly recommend stay far away from these types of stocks, because you're emotionally gonna screw it all up. These are not the types of stocks for newer traders. See, because look, it was just down there at low of day, then it effortlessly rips up to $10. To trade a stock like this, you have to be patient and you have to use your limit orders, and you got to know how to use them, because with newer traders out here too, they're all taught to use a hard, tight stop. And if you try to apply that method to a stock like IMTE, you're going to get destroyed. You're going to get stopped out, and then you're going to watch the stock run out without you. These types of plays, you got to be a bit more loose with your stop. So far, I really don't see anything. Markets have been open for 15 minutes. IMTE is still creeping its way up. That one's still looking good. The number one stock gapping up this morning, Amlx. You see how this one played out? It was just like a ping pong ball going back and forth. Simply overcrowded, and you have a huge resistance level there at 14. traders see that on the daily chart with that 200-day moving average, nobody wants to be buying a stock at a wall. So let's get that downfall here to 12, and let's see how the stock reacts at that $12. You may get a either bounce or a potential reversal off 12, and maybe the stock comes back up around and retest 14. That's a good $2 range right there, possibly. So we'll see how this one sets up. HUSA. Yeah, this one's been lingering around at that $4. $4.50 has been resistance. We break over $4.50. What do you think the next resistance is going to be? Probably 5. IMTEs up there at 10.50. That got a nice build off of $10 this morning so far. It's crazy. I have so many videos that I talk about, and really, I be watching other YouTube channels that are out there. I don't ever really see anybody talk about, when looking at charts, how you want to be focusing off of psychological price levels and seeing how stocks like to build up and down off of levels, psychological price levels. And it all comes from just how you look at the charts. I say that to you guys all the time. How you train your eyes to look at these charts. That's where you're going to separate yourself from everybody. There you go. HUSA is getting that push over 450, running up to 470s. This one could run up here to 5. So with HUSA running, watch out for INDO, MARPS, your other energy, oil, gas related names. It looks like BQ stalled out there at 250, and this one's back down at 220s. This one, it's got to come back around and re-break 275 for anybody to be interested in it. The stock still has work to do. Then that newer name IPO, BTMD, it's trying to build up off that $6. This could run right back up here to 750. Breaks over 750, it's party on. So let's not get ahead of ourselves. Getting a tight pullback here in the SPY. Real tight pullback. I think that's a bullish looking pullback if you were to ask me. I just feel super bullish on the indexes. I feel like we're going to end out Friday green. We had strong job reports too, didn't we? They exceeded the forecast. Yeah, it's just a feeling with how the SPY ran yesterday, and we've been getting a good rebound. And it's funny how you mentioned Dekmar Rome, because yesterday I was able to catch a little bit of Dekmar's live stream. He did a live stream yesterday at like 6 p.m. after the markets closed. And what he was talking about was how studying the past, how the first 6 months, all right, so you have your election about the midway point after the new president takes office in the United States, the midway through his term, the first 6 months historically have always been the worst for the stock market. And we see the biggest and best rebounds during the summer months and going into fall. So he was showing all of these different charts of the indexes in the past, how the first 6 months of the year were the worst and how much we rebounded off of that. Let me see if I can go through and find that video real quick and pinpoint where it was. But real quick, looking here at the daily chart with the SPY, so remember this move right here, how we retraced down and then we bounced up and rallied about 50% of this move here. Well, with this downfall right here, we're in the beginning of this rally. So we're getting a little pullback here. That's all we're getting right here. It's a little pullback for that next leg up to that 50% up here. That's where you could see it run up here to 440s. That's where we could run 440s by next week. We just need to hold up in this area right here. This area right here, we need to hold up. We're gearing up for that next leg up. Get what I'm saying there, Hawk? You know how I like to look out for those 50% bounces off of declines like that. I'm also looking at Yahoo Finance Not Yahoo Finance. Yeah, Yahoo Finance. I'm getting notifications from Yahoo Finance on my phone. They're talking about how investors are bull and investors mull strong, May jobs report. You got to think of everybody else that's seeing that. So they're going to want to buy because they're seeing all of these analysis on Yahoo Finance, CNBC, talk about all this strong numbers and data. Yeah, so if we draw a retracement here from this top out all the way down to this low, 50% is here at 421. Right there, that red line. That's a 50% bounce if we were to measure from the high right here all the way down to this low. It's a good bounce. Yeah, I'll still tune in to Dekmar, man. He definitely knows what he's talking about. I learned a lot from Dekmar. And in general too, you won't really see. That's the thing I scratch my head about when I see other YouTubers out here. Why would you go off and bash some other traders or bash work of other traders, even if they've helped you in some way and realizing something, or if you took something away from them? Why would you go off and bash them? That makes no sense to me. I mean, in a way, we're all out here together. So take it as is and continue to evolve and carry on. Let me see if I can find that real quick on. Oh man, yeah. It was from this live stream right here from yesterday. That live stream, he streamed for 11 hours yesterday. That's crazy. Trying to run through here real quick and see if I can find those charts that he was sharing from when I caught it yesterday. Looks like the SPY's doing pretty much the same thing it did yesterday. Yesterday, kept testing its bottom, and then it finally confirmed its bottom and off she ran. Zoom into today. We've been testing that bottom multiple times. We broke up out of that pullback that I said I liked. It looks super bullish right here. We've been breaking from that and running to the upside, about to retest high of day. You get to a point when you do this for so long, when you see tight pullbacks like this, you're like, oh, that's a bullish pullback. It's gearing up. It's almost, in a way, when you look at it, you tell yourself like, man, they're purposely holding this back for that pop up. All right, look at Amlx. See how it just decayed all the way down to my green line and $12, and it's starting to go sideways. See, I know my levels, so now you'd be and volume retraced all the way down. So you could look for a good bounce here on Amlx. We patiently waited a half hour from the open for this to decay down $2. So you could look for a bounce on Amlx back up here to $12.75, $13. Put your stop down just below. You could do just below 12 or 11.75. I would do 11.75, and you're risking 25 cents to make upwards of 75 cents to $1. That's a 4-to-1 risk versus reward. That's pretty good. And you got to put that all together on the fly like that. That's all we're doing here all day, is we're waiting patiently for these setups that offer better reward than the risk with the ratios. And then determining your size as well. What you feel comfortable with trading with. See, this Pstg is still looking pretty good too. This is that new name IPO, and what you'd be probably looking for with this is a squeeze. Because after the stock ran up here from 23.50, running all the way up here to 29, now that it starts to fall down right here, shorts all start to pile in on it because the stock topped out up here at 29. So if this stock starts to come back around like it is right now and makes its way back up here to 28.50, that's where all the short sellers are putting their risk, and that's where they're all entering in as the stock starts to crumble. Now if this stock starts to build like it did here, perks up, then holds at 28 here, runs up to 28.50, and then later on we blow up over that 28.50, all those short sellers have to cover, and that's what leads to those huge big short squeezes. And then that's where a lot of newer people out there, they don't understand what a short squeeze is and how powerful they can be. That's why when we seen GameStop and AMC, everybody was talking about all it was a short squeeze, and it got out of hand. That's what happened. And it decayed all the way back down to where it came from. Because we all know, if you've been here, most of the time, I'm going to say 95% of the time after a stock squeezes, it has no reason being up that high. None whatsoever. So it's going to decay all the way back down to where it came from. Dang it, I keep forgetting about that SIGA. With SIGA off of 1250 today, runs up a nice $1 per share. Next, you would be looking for that $12, or not 12, 13. You'd be watching for 13 area to hold up as support, build up off 13, get that run up to 1350. $13.50, then 14. That you're gonna want to take it in 50-cent increments with SIGA, because you can clearly see by looking at this chart here at 1050, then it runs up here to 11, then from 11 runs up here to 1150. Like, it likes to move on average 50 cents at a time. Around this 1050 level, runs up here to 1250. Yeah, this could easily run right back up here to 14 SIGA, because what's going to happen, all this volume and everybody that traded it on this day, they've all forgotten about this stock, because it's now, what, 4 days later. 1, 2, 3. This is day 4 here. Now with it creeping back up to its high, people are going to pull this chart up. They're going to say, oh yeah, I remember this stock. I made money on it last week and it ran. Traders remember stocks that ran. Remember that. Yeah, I've got to see that Dekmar guy evolve a lot. I just think so highly of him and like him so much, because he was really the one that started to connect the dots for me. Because if you guys all don't know or haven't been around, when I first started out doing this, I was learning from Timothy Sykes. And I stuck with Timothy Sykes for just over 2 years, I want to say. And I was struggling. It just wasn't making sense. And then I stumbled upon Dekmar, and then I found Bow and Amlx and SMB Capital, and all of those guys. They've helped me tremendously. See, the thing is with Tim Sykes, I don't think he thrives in technical analysis. He thrives in the more fundamentals of penny stocks. He can really dig into these garbage companies and tell you if they're a scam or not. That's where his master tease comes in. Yeah, there's a familiar name on VERU. Looks like we had that green line there at 1350 plotted out. Today it got up over it. We ran up just under 14. daily chart looks really good on VERU. See, here's the daily. This has got potential. You got resistance up here at 16, and it's starting to round out here at 12. Back on up. We could see this run up to 15 today. And if enough volume comes into this, we could run back up and test these highs up here. And we all know everybody's taught to look out for stocks that are making new highs. So if this breaks 16 and starts to run, last time we ran was back here in the beginning of 2021. So it's been a year and a half since this stock has really broken its highs and ran over 16. Did I ever take any of SMB's courses? No, I never took any of their courses. See, the thing is with SMB Capital, and they're great. SMB Capital is awesome. The only downfall with SMB Capital is what I like to say, analysis paralysis. I think they put a little too much into their what they do. Like they overanalyze. And that could be dangerous. Analysis paralysis. I'm more of a take it like, I don't like to overcomplicate things. I like to keep it bare bones simple. And with SMB Capital, they like to layer things and have so many things working for them. Like they feel they have an edge the more that they have. Like it's for them, it's got to confirm on the level 2, the tape. Like everything's got to correlate. The press release has to be fantastic. The indexes have to be in sync and moving in sympathy. It's like so many different factors, and it can hurt your head. We had a member here a long time ago that took SMB Capital's courses, and I don't ever know what happened to that guy, but he was the only one that took the courses, and I don't know. He vanished. I've never heard from him again. It's the same with a lot of people. You'll notice if you stick around and truly have a passion for this, you're going to see so many people come and go. Looks like that Amlx is stalling out at that 12 bucks. It just can't get any oomph. There goes the SPY. SPY's looking still pretty good. Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah. My investment club or my investors club, Alex and Bao, those guys are awesome, man. Those guys are awesome. And I don't mind showing you guys, and I don't get paid to promote those guys. They're awesome and amazing traders. Of course, I'm going to show you guys who's awesome and who to kind of stay away from. Wow, he's been trading for over 20 years. Alex has been trading, I think Alex has been trading a year longer than me. And Alex worked at SMB Capital. He used to be a trader there. But during times like right now, we're in this bear market, Bao, that's where his expertise comes in, because he's been through a bear market. But I remember back when it was before my investment club, and it was just Bao was his own, and Alex was at SMB Capital. I gotta throw that VERU up. VERU and Sava. Yeah, Sava got a good rip. It ripped a few days ago too. If you've been around, you know Sava in the past. This is the type of stock it loves to rip. And then going back to what I was telling you guys earlier, traders remember stocks that rip. You think anybody's gonna remember AMLX? Hell no. Not after what it did to today. Louis says Street Smart Edge is king. I recently tried a few other platforms and they don't come close. Charts are the best and so are the screeners in Street Smart Edge. Oh yeah, definitely, dude. I just like with Street Smart Edge just how the simplicity of it. Yeah, HUSA is really up and running now. The simplicity of Street Smart Edge, like look at how crisp and clean this chart is and how clean it is. With Thinkorswim, I just could never get used to the charts. I found myself so many times going into the settings, tweaking with it to try and get the charts to look good, because it just looked like a blob on the chart. But Thinkorswim still has its cons and pros. Thinkorswim has really powerful scanners, and Thinkorswim has it to where you can customize indicators. Every platform is going to have their pros and cons. See, for Street Smart Edge, though, and this has been a debate with a lot of members here too. For my opinion, I don't think Street Smart Edge and Charles Schwab, they're for day trading. They're a horrible broker for day trading, especially small cap stocks, because they have a margins list. Thinkorswim, now they're phenomenal for day trading. You can trade and trade and trade and trade and trade as long as you're over PDT, and you don't have to worry about no margin list. So every broker is going to be different. Yeah, so far good move today on HUSA. Real good move. It's weird how INDO is doing the opposite. Usually, these are all running in sympathy of each other. INDO, HUSA, MARPS even. MARPS has got a lag to it, so later on you may see MARPS rip up here to 925. Bao is an okay trader. He likes to keep adding if he is wrong. Very dangerous habit. I never really got the opportunity to sit there and watch Bao trade. So I don't know. I take it you were part of that community and you got to see that. I think Bao, he's more of a short seller too. So yeah, that can be very dangerous if you keep adding on to a short. That's the thing too that arises a topic for conversation when you have these traders out here that are trading with you and alerting stocks and all of that. You gotta kind of factor in, like, how much of a bankroll do they have? Because it's like I've said multiple times before, all of us are in our own unique situation. So for example, you could only have a couple $1,000s to your name and available in your trading account, versus the guru that you're watching and trading with. He could be trading with a $50,000, $100,000 trading account, and you're trying to mimic and copy him, and you're not factoring in your size versus his size, the volatility of the stock, what's his risk tolerance. See, because each of us have a different risk tolerance. Like for something like IMTE here, with how effortlessly this stock is just moving up and down 50 cents at a time. See, with a stock like this, if you're not careful, it could be dangerous. Especially if you go in on something like this with large size. It's going to be hard to hold through it when you're watching it. Looking back, like on this day, it's going to be hard to hold on to a stock holding large size, watching it free fall $2. That's gonna hurt. Even here, with it free falling from $9 all the way down here to $7, that's a big downfall. And some people, I've seen a lot of different scenarios from people. It's crazy. What's going on, Econ? VERU, good bounce off that VWAP, 1350. Where's that SIGA at? Right there. Yeah, that's a big flush out on SIGA. Big flush out. That should be you should take a snapshot of that chart and make a note. Friday trading, and always lock in profits or lock in some profit when you have it, because you never know when this is going to happen like this. Yeah, that's a big flush out. Looks like the market maker just pulled the bids. There probably wasn't enough demand up there. But if you look at it too, look at that. About right there. All it really did, it bounced right off this trend. Still, that was a good grind up though. From what, 12.25 there, it ran all the way up to almost 14. So that's almost $1.75 run, all within the first 1 hour of the trading day there. That's a good run up right there. DBX. Looks like you recently... See, this is what I really like about Street Smart Edge. The news feed on Street Smart Edge here is phenomenal. So we're looking at Dropbox. Recently here, May 23rd, 25th, 26th, and 27th. You see all of these Form 4s. This is what I like about Street Smart Edge. They're going to tell you when the company drops these SEC filings. And they also give you the link right there, so I can easily open it up and see what type of filing it is. Normally, a Form 4 is going to be insider transactions. So either an insider inside the company that works for the company, they're either buying or selling shares, or they are receiving or disposing of shares. So we can click on one here, and there's a code. Looks like here on the 19th, code A, they acquired, and then the amount, they acquired 12,300 shares at a price of $0. So this is probably a bonus that this person received in the company. They received 13,000 shares just about as a bonus. And then here on the May 20th, this person sold 4,600 shares at an average price of $20. That's a pretty good payout. So you got someone here disposing and acquiring. Then we got another person here. They're disposing 2,500 shares at $19. There's a lot of, it looks like so far, insiders are selling. See, this person here on the 24th, they just sold 15,000 shares at around $20. That's a good payout. That person, just by cashing in their shares, they made $400,000. And they still own 1.6 million. Here's another Form 4. This person, May 19th, they acquired 12,000 shares. They were received for free, so it was probably a bonus. Oh, snap. I exited out of everything. So with that run up here on Dropbox, I don't know why this run up happened. I don't see any news. It's running up to 23. It's kind of hard to say if it's going to continue because it's got no catalyst. You do have a lot of volume pumping into it though. The best you can do, measure the move. So from the low there at 21 up to the high 23, 25, watch for it to retrace down and look for any potential reversal, any setup for a reversal and a bounce back on up. You never know. It could be a short seller covering a position because here from April 5th, right here when the stock topped out, April 5th, 4th, 5th, this has been in a downtrend from 24.25 all the way down, getting drilled all down here. That short seller made money. So now that the stock perked up right here and broke out of that downtrend, all those short sellers have to cover, causing a big explosion like that. And now that's just a theory. That's just going off of what I'm looking at with the chart and I'm putting together. That could just be one thing. But most of the time when you have a big run up like this and you don't see any news, it's a big short seller covering a position. Or something's going on and you have a lot of insiders buying up, and that's where you go and look at those Form 4s. Even though they're like a week late. Could be multiple factors. Looks like BQ is still lingering around. In this type of situation with BQ, you can keep it on watch, but what I would say is you're going to want to see this stock prove itself. What I mean by that, this stock has to run back up and it's got to break up over these highs and prove it can hold its gains. Because every single time this stock ran up, it failed immediately. So until we see this stock run up and then pull back and hold its gains, then we'll consider it. But as of now, we just have it on watch. Looks like VERU is setting up for its next leg up. You're getting kind of like a nice pullback here for a continuation move up. See, and look at this Pstg. This thing's pulling back super tight right here. Almost like it's forming a perfect wedge. So let's see with this one. I'm going to put the make it or break it line. It's going to be, the make it or break it line is going to be at 27.50, which is 25 cents down from where it's at currently. So with that make it or break it line, the stock has to hold up over that line at all cost. for it to be considered bullish. We hold above that line, continue to build. This stock could definitely run back up here to 28.50 and then play around in that area and potentially squeeze later on. It's definitely a contender. And I wouldn't write Redbox off either. This one's been holding up at 650s. Or you could say 625. 625, 650s, that area. Yep, the SPY just made a new low on the day. That's how quickly things can change in the indexes. Looks bullish one moment, then they flip the switch and bring it down. Still, for the most part though, and let's take a look real quick. Go over here to FinViz. For the most part, everything's up for the week. See, look at for today, the only thing that's green is energy. Now for the week, the top performing sector was consumer political, followed by communication services and technology. So that's a really good week for all of these. See, and look at, we've entered into a bear market, or the last 6 months, all of 2022. We've been in a bear market. 1 year performance, energy and utilities are the only thing that's green on the year. So for you guys out there, this is your first bear market. This is my first bear market. I mean, the last time we were in a bear market, I was in high school. So I never really got to experience a bear market. So I'm learning with you guys. Bear market, this happens again in the future, we'll be more prepared. We'll be better prepared to know that utilities and energy are going to be the plays or the sectors that perform. And that's where you have your edge. Let's see. We opened on Tuesday, right? Tuesday, the 31st. No, we're green on the week. Because we opened on the 31st. Or no, we opened way up here. My bad. Yeah, we opened up here for the week with the indexes up at 414 on the 31st. We were gapping down in the futures that morning. We opened up right there, just about. And we kept flushing down, pushing positive. It was a pretty choppy day. Tuesday, then Wednesday, we sold off, it was red. Thursday, we pushed up into the green. And then now today, we're gapping down bringing us red. There you go, for the week right there. It's currently down almost 4% for the week, down 57 points. But after the week before, what was it? The Memorial Weekend? That was a really good week. Let me see if I can do something real quick. I want to see if I can go into the columns. And see if I can add performance for the week. One minute / 1 day sparkline. What the hell is that? One minute, 1 day small line chart. Just curious to see what that is. Then you got your options here. See, I would have, if your stock is optionable, having this one checked, days until expiration, that could be a good one to throw in your columns. Because if you're in on a position and the stock is optionable, knowing when the expiration is up on a lot of those contracts, you could see some moves. There we go. Performance. Percentage 5-day change. Percentage 1 month change. And then I want percentage. Should I do year-to-date change? I'll do year-to-date change. Not the 1 year. I guess that's pretty cool. That 1 minute, 1 day spark line. So right there, the SPY. The SPY, it says we're up on the week. We're up 1.5%. For the month, we're almost at break even. And then year to date, we're down 13%. That just doesn't seem right. Short sell borrowing rate. Yeah, I quickly seen that too. The percentage change on the UVal. That's the up volume for the NYSE. See, look at the chart. It's a wicked chart. See it? So technically for the week, the up volume for the New York Stock Exchange, it's the least today out of the whole week. The most volume it had looks like yesterday, which was Thursday. Pretty cool, huh? You had a lot of uptick volume here on May 9th. Yeah, I always thought that this looked fascinating too. Always looked like a volume meter. Yeah, let's go through this real quick, and I think we can talk about some important columns to have on your watch list. A lot of these are nonsense. I don't really care for them, but there are some really good ones. You got all your Greeks right here. Again, the performance. You got, I wouldn't really care too much about just the change in the finance world. You're going to want to pay more attention to the percentage change. So we got the 1 day percentage change. Then we're going to want the 5 day percentage change. And the 6 month. Or I'll do year to date, not the 6 month. Days until expiration, if it's a contract. The open. There, if you put the corporate event, it tells you the dividend with the date and the if the stock did a split or if they have any up and coming. Yeah, I like that. IMTE up and running. There you go. Nice little 50-cent rip up there. Yeah, when looking at the tick chart, that's more of like if you're into trading the indexes and all of that stuff. Like you really got to focus on a lot of the working inner parts. Very nice move there on IMTE. Yeah, she could really get up and running over 11, run to 12, 15. SIGA's falling apart. Broke down below that trend line. Confirmed it right there. She's in a free fall. Amlx stalled out at 12. Now it's holding as resistance and it's just fading out. This one, it could rebound later on in the day. Look at volume just fade on that thing. Yeah, EFOI's getting a good run. I could see this running up to 2. Any higher, it can run up to that 200-day moving average at 225. This is an energy stock. We were just looking at that on Finviz. How energy's the only thing up today. Biden is speaking right now. I think my Friday's just about done, you guys. I'm probably gonna jump off here and play baseball or something. Hang out. I got a tournament tomorrow with MLB The Show. I'll probably try to get on Twitch and stream. If you guys are not following me on Twitch and would like to, I should have a link down in the video description. I'm always jumping on there, playing video games, hanging out. Feel free to stop on in, stay high, chit chat. You guys close out the week strong here. Enjoy the rest of the day and enjoy the weekend. It's always a pleasure streaming with you guys. And I look forward to doing many more in the future. Good job on IMTE Rome. You nailed that one, dude. Richard says that's why things are going down, because Biden's speaking. Yeah, the markets just don't like uncertainty. So anytime, like when the Feds meet up or a Biden's speaking, markets, they just don't like uncertainty. They don't. A lot of times when the Feds meet on Wednesdays, you'll see the market will just go sideways leading up until the Feds have that meeting. You hear Ellen say Tesla might be laying off 10% of its employees? No, I didn't see that. Well, it's summer, right? Summer's approaching. A lot of things usually slow down in the summer. Yep, no problem, you guys. I didn't trade anything today. I was just hanging out with you guys, seeing what the markets were going to do today. I really didn't even plan on trading at all today. Fridays, I normally don't like to trade. Fridays are super, super hard to trade. I would say if you were to trade on a Friday, your best bet is to show up, patiently just sit on your hands, wait for the best absolute setup, and see if anything pops up. I mean, you really don't want to be forcing anything on a Friday because you have to think it's been a long week. Everybody overtraded, blew up their accounts. All the traders under PDT rule, they're out of day trades. People are closing positions for the weekend. They're closing up shop, starting their weekend early. Normally on Fridays, things die out like an hour, hour and a half after that market opens. You didn't miss too much, Calvin. Don't worry about it. The only thing that really popped off for today was IMTE with a nice little continuation, but this was a risky play if you weren't already in it. This one's paying out nicely. And then HUSA had a good run up this morning, running up over just looks like $1. It ran up 430s, it ran up to 515. EFOI, another energy stock, running up. The number one stock, VERU, had a good run up this morning, running from 13 all the way up to 14. The number one stock gapping up this morning was Amlx, and as you see, this one faded out. You may see a $1, $1.50 bounce on it. See it bounce back up to like maybe 13. It's been trying to stabilize there at 1150. Volume shrunk. Look at how much volume shrunk on that. Only 100 shares left on IMTE now. Awesome, man. Awesome. You've been doing really good on that one. It's a phenomenal trade. All right, you guys. I'm going to jump off out of here. I'll catch you guys later.